Hello and welcome back to another installment of Poke Fodder, and I am back from vacation. I hope you guys were able to keep up with everything that happened while I was gone, and what the heck did happen while I was gone. Before I left, it was myself and basically Nilla are the only two that I know for certain were running Ultra Beast decks, and I come back and the feature duels are just littered with people running Ultra Beast decks. They are everywhere. They have gone wild. And I mean, I saw, I'm going to kind of pat myself on the back here a little bit, but if you guys will remember, when Nihiligo came out, I was like, hey, I'm in. And I started building up the decks. I have no idea where everybody else came up with their Ultra Beast decks, because nobody was running Nihiligo when it was the only Ultra Beast. And very few people were running Formosa, Nihiligo, and Buzzwole when they were the only three. Yet, here we are, 2 more have been released in the latest update, and all of a sudden, everybody has full level 5, level 10 Ultra Beast decks. And I'm like, well, where did everybody come up with the resources for that? I don't know, but they have, it is Ultra Beast Mania in Pokemon Duel right now. And here's the cool thing. Yes, there are a lot of Ultra Beast decks being run right now, but there are a lot of decks just in general being run right now. You have Rush decks, the triple Swablu decks, you have electric decks. So there is no, in my opinion, there is no one meta for Pokemon Duel at the moment. There are a lot of different builds for decks right now, and I think that ultimately is good for the game. Now, I will say that Ultra Beast decks, with any kind of luck, like if you even get 50% good rolls, it's pretty ridiculous how good they are. And I think that is probably better than the other decks. The other decks probably need a little bit more positive rolls in order to be as successful, with the exception of maybe a Rush deck. The deal with Rush decks are, for the most part, they bank on winning the first 2 rolls. If you can get a Rush deck that doesn't roll, we'll say the first 3. If they don't win the first 3 rolls, they typically are in, they're not as good anymore. Although people who run Rush decks may say that I'm wrong there, but in my opinion, I feel like the Rush deck loses 80% of its strength by not winning the first few rolls. Anyway, this is the current evolution of my Ultra Beast deck. If you will remember, I started with 2 Nihiligos, a Formosa, Buzzwole, Coco, and Guzzlord. I had to swap that out. I dropped the Guzzlord, put in the Celesteela, and then actually made the change over to the, I believe it's Ampharos. I fall behind not doing videos on these figures because I don't actually learn how to pronounce them. I just know what they are. Yeah, Ampharos. So I put in the Ampharos and the Mega, and then I actually ran this build that you're looking at right here for a little bit. The tree, Circuitry, instead of I think it's Circuitry. I didn't really feel like it helped my deck just a whole lot, but I will say that Ultra Beasts are nice utility pieces to different decks now. So, and I kind of, if you'll remember when Nihiligo came out, I toyed with trying to do a Nihiligo in a poison deck because I thought, well, this is a good support mon for that type of deck. I couldn't get it to work. There's somebody out there that's a lot smarter than me, I'm sure, can make that work. But I feel like now the Ultra Beasts have really nice, you run an Ultra Beast deck, or you can use Ultra Beasts independently as part of another deck. Xurkitree, I think, works really nicely in an electric deck. But here's my current build. I'm gonna jump into league play just to see and kind of go over. Here's how I play the current evolution of my deck. So as you saw, I have the Nihilego and the Formosa. Their entire goal is to call back my figures that get sent to Ultra Space. I have 2 figures that can get knocked out on their own to Ultra Space. And then if I have an opponent who's running an Ultra Beast as well. And then I have Ampharos with Mega Ampharos, who Mega Ampharos will allow me to call back figures from Ultra Space should the need arise. If not, I can pull figures out of my PC. A really diverse banner, this most recent one. I think there's pieces that work good with other decks. I think you can build a deck out of the new pieces. I really don't know anything about the electric eel. That's 1 MP. I pulled it, but I haven't used it in any matches. And it looks like I may be getting a bot here. Okay, so I have an opponent. I'm still thinking that it might be a bot. And at 2912, it looks like a bot. Let's just see how this works out for us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open with my Tapu Koko. That's a pretty standard opening. If this is a bot, I expect to see an attack. No attack from Koko. Interesting. Let me double check to see. They do have a hurdle jump. I do have a goal or a long throw. So I'm going to bring my Terrakion out. And this is the newest addition to my deck. And this is absolutely a bot. So I need to kind of be careful here. I'm going to bring my Celesteela out on the corner. It's going to back up, which is going to be nice. So I can advance 1 spot here. That's interesting because I was tempted to go with my Formosa on my entry point with that advancement, but I'm going to activate my ability. I'm going to throw my Nihilego, which is going to banish to Ultra Space. And yeah, I'm just going to move over here. Let's see. My opponent's going to goal block with... Okay. Now, what I could do... Actually, what I'm going to do... is I'm actually going to be defensive for just 1 second here. I don't want to give Leo free run at my goal. Let's see where the AI wants to run his Mega Gengar. Okay. We can deal with that. I'm going to actually double chance here because if I roll blue, I'm going to get respun. Interesting. I'm going to say neither, because I have a feeling he's going to respin me. Maybe not. No. Okay. And with that being the case, blue here would be nice. No. So we're going to get surrounded. Now I'm going to lose my second figure to Ultra Space. Oh, you know what? So my Nihilego didn't go to Ultra Space because of Mega Gengar's ability, which doesn't allow figures to be moved, and it moves to Ultra Space. So as a result, okay, I will take that. As a result, I got sent to the PC instead of being moved to Ultra Space, because I'm almost positive. Now I'm going to attack his Koko. with my Coco and hope neither one of us land melee. Not gonna do that. That's a bummer. I'm probably gonna lose my... Oh no, cool. We don't lose our Tapu Koko here. We're gonna end our turn there. I'm just gonna attack again. If either of us roll blue, I lose my Tapu Koko, but that did not happen. I will take this opportunity to advance with Terrakion. Most likely going to lose whatever gets attacked here. Just being real, you know? Which that is okay. I'm going to move here. And then I'm going to lose my Coco. Well, he didn't want to... Interesting. I find it very interesting how the AI chooses to play against the figures, because I would have thought surrounding Coco would have been the better way to go there, but my opponent just wanted to attack, and I'm actually completely okay with losing my Tapu Koko there. I was basically sacrificing it anyways, so now I'm going to move forward, attack, really just looking for my blue, which we get. Let's see if he wants to respin me. And he does. Perfect. So now I'm going to drop right there. We need to survive. Interesting. What does my opponent have? I should look at these before. So the question is, you know what? I'm just going to move right here. I'm just going to threaten the surround. Okay. Ooh. That was a terrible roll for me. So what we're going to do is we are going to use our Mega Plate. Yes. And the crazy question is then what do I put? And then no, I'm not going to move. I'm going to have to go a roll and not lose. That's what this comes down to. Okay, so he's going to make me respin here. I have no losing rolls at this point, although fly would have been bad. Okay. And then I can surround him there. Perfect. We'll just advance with our Terrakion. In 2 turns, I'm going to get my Celesteela back. Celesteela. And so, yeah, I'm going to bring him back. Which, that's why Mega Ampharos is in the game. And now I'm set up pretty nicely here. Solid work by the AI right there. Got his entry points tapped off. He has no more plates. We'll slide over 1. Don't have a good matchup with Leo into my Terrakion. Unless I roll a 122 into 120. And now we can just kind of march forward. Let's see what happens. Okay. It's not a bad choice right there. And worked out for him. I am actually going to move my Formosa over. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to trigger my Mighty Sphere plate at this time because I have a figure in Ultra Space and I do have my Formosa that can call it back from Ultra Space, setting up surrounds, and then they will go to my PC instead of their PC. I definitely like that ability as well. And I'm going to try to send one of his figures into the Ultra Space. I think I've already done that, but I don't remember who. Oh, his DOA. And now we're going to send another one of his figures to Ultra Space. And it's 3-on-2. Now, he's going to have a large miss section. Of course, I am as well since I'm burned. This could be a 2-on-2 game here quickly, but it's not going to be. And if I can survive one roll, that'll be a good game against the bot. That's going to be good enough. That wasn't great. It was definitely good enough. Bam. Nice little victory. Oh, welcome back victory. I'm 100% sure that was a bot. There's no way that that was a human player. And you can tell that it was a bot by the ranking +1 as we climb up the charts. I'm going to play one more, and today's video is just basically me getting my feet wet, jumping back into videos. So that's kind of how I like to run this deck. The reason that the deck is the way that it is, Formosa gets benefited by figures being in Ultra Space by being able to go 4 MP. Plus it has the callback, and with the Mighty Sphere, when I call figures back, I have the option of surrounding them and then sending them to my PC for a capture. Very nice utility piece for this. Nihiligo is Nihiligo. The weight 6 is amazing. The white tentacles taking over control of your opponent's figures if you roll the white or if it's yellow, and losing is a really nice ability. And then obviously the blue callback. Celestiala is nice for banishing and getting figures in, not banishing, but sending figures to Ultra Space and creating the Formosa buff. And then it comes back, which is always nice. The Tapu Koko is still the best runner in the game. That's why he's in there. Terrakion prevents me from getting cheesed back by Ultra Beast decks. And there you go. I think you guys saw we're going to do Mighty Sphere earlier this time. You guys know why Ampharos and Mega Ampharos are there, is to call back my figures from Ultra Space or as my Max Revive. I think it's a fair trade. Max Revive is a 2 plate slot plate. Costs 2 plate slots. So having, I don't lose anything with that by running the Mega Evolution there and not using Max Revive it, because I actually get 2 Max Revives out of it. And yeah, that kind of covers everybody, I believe. My opponent's running this crazy deck. Oh, and the reason why my Terrakion is 109, 122 is for Zoro. If you have an attack of 110 or higher, you get knocked out by Zorok's 90. So my opponent is going to have the ability of calling figures back from Ultra Space. Now, here's one thing that I do. I'll give you a tip, and I'm hesitant to give tips about how to play against Ultra Beast decks, but the fact of the matter is that the reason why I will typically put Formosa right here on the entry point. The reason why I didn't put Formosa and instead I chose Nihiligo is because my Formosa hits 103, which is in the acceptable range of being able to knock out Zorak. So if Zorak wants to KO me, then that's fine. If he wants to switch to Zorak, I'm sorry, I'm misspeaking because I'm trying to watch what's going on here. If he wants to switch out to Zorak, then my Formosa can actually knock out Zorak, and that's why. So now I've set up my cheese. I'm actually going to bring Terrakion up here against the Sableye, because I need my callback to work, and my callback won't work if my Formosa is confused. And I will just go ahead and cover up my goal. And I'll take my Formosa right there. He's probably going to attack me with this Zora. Yeah. I don't really know if there's a need to... Oh yeah, he has to X attack because I'm not getting a buff. He's still lost. Oh, that's great. Now I'm going to put some pressure on his Ampharos. See what he wants to do here. That is fine. I'm actually going to attack because he can switch to his Zork if he wants. I don't think he will, although the odds of me landing on my 109 are reduced. Let's see what just happened. Perfect. As I say, the odds of me rolling my 109 are reduced. I land it perfectly. Good job. Well done. Well done. And max revive, dark energy. Don't know what my opponent wants to do here. Max revive, okay. And bring out Coco. All right. If he puts his Coco next to, and he didn't want to, so I'm just going to close off his entry point. He doesn't have long throw. Oh, in my plates, double chance, long throw, gold block, mighty sphere that you guys already know about. This would be nice. Ooh, missing to miss. Okay. I don't really know. I don't have any plays that I'm dying to do here. So let's see if we can't get him to knock himself out. Nope. That wasn't the best. Now, one thing that I could do on my next turn is I could go front up against his Sableye, my Ampharos, and then double chance around with my Formosa and look for call signal surround. Okay. Doesn't really affect much in my life one way or the other. I'm just going to attack here. He's probably going to bring in a Zoroark, which is fine. Because I'm actually just looking for call signal in the surround, which is exactly what we're going to get. Love it. Perfect. Now, on my next turn, I'm going to be looking to banish. And I really shouldn't even say banish, because it's not technically a banish. I'm looking to send his... Oh, he's going to be able to call a figure back when his Mega... Maybe I should have sent Mega Ampharos to Ultra Space. Maybe that's what that would have been a better play than... no. Actually, him roosting, I'm okay with. On my next turn, if he doesn't move his Mega Ampharos out of the way, I'm going to look to actually send that off into Ultra Space. I think that would have been a better play last turn, because then he can't bring, and it didn't work. Oh, bummer. That would have been nice to send that out, because if you will remember, when you're in Ultra Space, your countdown clock doesn't continue. And so, what do we want to do here? We'll just slide over. So if he had gone to Ultra Space, he wouldn't have de-evolved, and then he wouldn't have been able to bring his other figure back out. I don't have anything in Ultra Space. I'm actually just going to long throw my Terrakion out. I actually have a really nice matchup against that, his Ampharos. And I have a good matchup. He may try to confuse me again, which it didn't work out for him this time. And so, I'm just going to march up the field here. And maybe if he switches, I don't see him switching, but I guess he could. It's not a good matchup for either one, with my Terrakion just being at the 109. Because then he's hoping that I land my 122. And then, anyway, that works out perfectly. No complaints with the way that that happened. My Formosa is a nice matchup against both of these figures. The only thing he can land is the 110. I don't think he has any winning rolls with this. My call signal doesn't matter. If I do get knocked out, I still have my Mega Ampharos that I can bring back and cover up my goal, so I'm safe there. I feel pretty good about where things are at the moment. I've got a nice matchup here, especially if he's going to roll miss. Just take over that entry point again, and I have stronger figures on the entry points now. Zoroark doesn't have, well, his 92 into my 90 is actually a nice matchup for him. And, you know, I think I'm just going to go ahead and take this opportunity to do it, my max revive. So there's that, and then I'm actually going to move over to the side. Now his Zoroark can knock out my Mega Ampharos if he so chose, which he did not. Perfect. Man, I couldn't have asked for that to work any differently. And now I'm going to progress up the field, because if I time this right, if I can knock out his goalie with my Mega Ampharos, as my Mega Ampharos de-evolves, then what we're going to end up having is I get the knockout, the de-evolution, and my Celesteela will land on goal. And that's how we want this to work out, and we're going to get the chance here. So here we go. If we knock him out, that is game over, all in one play. Let's see if we can get it to work. Perfect. This is great. Watch. Boom. By Coco. Homeward Light is going to call me back out on his goal. And I honestly am going to cut my video right there, because there is just really no way that I can do a better showcase of my deck than what you guys just saw. That was basically, textbook, and the only thing that would have been different would be had I won with cheese right off the bat. But as far as actually having to play out the game, that was textbook of how my deck is supposed to work there. So I really like this deck. I think it is stupid broken. The synergy between all the different figures. The only thing that doesn't fit is Coco, and that's just because I have to have a runner. One day we'll get a runner to replace Coco, but in order to replace Coco, the next runner is just going to have to be extremely broken, because Coco's survivability is great. Coco's ability to create with the gold, the movement is all just, it's too good. I would say that Tapu Koko may be the single best figure in the entire game at this point. I know there are a lot of different figures who do a lot of things well, but Coco might be the single best figure in all the game. Anyway, it's good to be back. I'm going to cut the video there, like I said, because honestly, I can't make it any better. And anyways, that's what I've got for today. So until next time.